What's up, everybody? It's your boy Eric from Easy Computer Solutions, and this is Saturday Night Tech Talk. Man, I tell you what, I like doing YouTube. I love doing this stuff. Every Monday, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, we do some live stuff. I got a live panel. I got a lot of guys on there today. That means that we gonna have us a good tech talk live. But I tell you what, before we get started with this stream, listen, it's epic, right? I dropped my first music video. Shouts out to everybody that was involved in making this video. Somebody said no sound. Uh-oh. Somebody said no sound. What's up? Before we get started, look, I'm up there all chipper and everything. And somebody said no sound. Thumbs up for sound. Hello. I just want to make sure we got sound because one of my
what do you got?
What's up, E? I see you in the building. Somebody said we have no sound. Let me see. Simply your device in the building. All right, I see you. All right, so Mr. Chicago, you know what you need to do? Go get another device, man. Stop messing around with that iPhone. Every time you come on here, you got that old cheap iPhone SE, and you're talking about you don't have no sound. Shouts out to Mr. Chicago. Keep my mind in the building. What's up with everybody? All right, so check this out, right? I'm so excited. Yesterday, well, this morning, I dropped a video, right? And my first music video, if you didn't hear it, guys, I'm gonna play it for you real briefly, and we gonna get in. And man, I'm gonna tell you what, I'm excited. I've been bumping this for the last 5-6 hours.
This is for Eric, Kevin,
yes.
and the whole
So I know a lot of y'all didn't heard this song, but I'm gonna shut up. Check this out.
I run my own business and sell merchandise.
We're gonna have some fun tonight. Shout out to everybody. This is Eric from Easy Computer Solutions. Yes, no fluff, no passes, right? Truth and justice. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. Shouts out to Rob Panelist. Shouts out to Phone Tech at Work. We got all the big boys in the building. Woo! Yes. That's what I'm talking about. Shouts out to everybody there joining the live stream. Shouts out to L. Scott in the building. What's up with you? I'm gonna tell you something. Look, if you didn't watch that video, right, go and watch that video. And I'm gonna tell you that one of the things that I love that this YouTube stuff has actually changed my life for the good. Now, don't get me wrong, they got some bad stuff behind the scenes that happen with YouTube, but overall, it is a blast to be a YouTuber. All right, so I got a live panel. A live panel of good YouTubers here. Some big, some small, but it don't matter. We all in the same boat. All right, so check this out. I got my man, Tech with Brad. Man, look, I'm a big fan of this guy. I'm a huge fan of this guy. I'm gonna let him introduce himself. Brad, tell everybody who you are.
Love the introduction. Thank you so much. My name is Brett, and I am all about tech tips, tricks, and tutorials. So I've been doing my channel pretty consistently for about 1 year. And I'm all about all kinds of devices. So I've done lots of videos on the Google Home. I've covered lots of Chromecast. And then lately, of course, covering the Note 8 and the awesome S Pen. So there you can see all those videos. You know, I was getting a ground base for everything. So if you want to start from the beginning, first Android phone, smartphone, Samsung, I have tutorials from you. And then I'm just going to keep going and producing all kinds of content to teach you step by step how you can use tech and make it awesome for you. So that's kind of where I've been and what I've been doing.
You know what? One of the things that I like, this is one of the things that what makes YouTube, some YouTube channels so unique, is everybody have a unique style, and you have a unique style. He's rocking with almost 11,000 subscribers, guys. If you haven't checked him out, please go to his YouTube channels, Tech with Brad, and we're going to talk about it a little more closer to the end of the show. But if y'all can see, guys, you got nice little pretty banners here. He talk about a whole lot of different stuff. He got Google Home in the building, smart lights, and all kinds of stuff. So check him out. Tech with Brad in the building.
So glad to be here. Thanks, man. Thank you so much.
It's all good. It's all good. All right. Next up, Got my man Darren in the building. What's up with you?
Thanks for the invite. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. So yeah, my name's Darren Gloucester, aka Gadget Devo. Put either of those in, you'll find me on YouTube. I'm relatively new in terms of a YouTuber, which still sounds very weird because I don't know. When I think of YouTube, I think of all the big dogs. So, but yeah, still very new in that regards. I've not decided on a specific format, but anything to do with tech at the minute. And it's just a case of anything that's coming in my head, I'm creating content and putting it on the channel at the minute. So yeah, I've had some, in the last 28 days, I've had some good growth because I was sitting on about 78 subscribers and it's shot up in the last 28 days to 400 and something. So something's going right at the minute. So I'm just going to keep going.
But you know what I noticed when I look at your YouTube channel? I mean, you're looking at what, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe 10 videos up here. You got 403 subscribers, and look at that Google Pixel impressions, 27,000 views on it. That's awesome. I bet you. And I'm looking at this here. Back to Apple 2 months later. You have a pretty unique style here. 42,000.
That one keeps, sorry to cut you off, but that one keeps climbing for some reason recently. That just keeps going up and up. So
that's awesome. And so when you see stuff like that, that motivates you to put out content because obviously people checking you out, they like your content. And I like that banner. That's pretty unique. That's one thing about it. You got to have a definitely unique banner, and I'm checking it out. And we're gonna talk about this Google Pixel in a little bit. But shouts out to you that you're in the game, you're doing what you got to do. And oh yeah, so man, that's awesome. That is awesome. All right, next up, Max Tech Guy. What's up with you? Let everybody know who you are.
All right, well, my name's really Octavio. My channel is obviously called Max Tech Guy, and really, it's just honestly tech reviews on anything I can get my hands on, whether it's a phone, whether it's the Note 8 or the latest Apple device, to really anything else, Google Home, anything for the house. Again, anything tech related I can get my hands on, I try to do a video on. I try to involve my family too. I don't know if you can see some of my clips. They have a woman up there. That's my wife. So I try to involve her and also my son in some of the videos, just to kind of keep it fun. Just keep them involved too, because it takes away from a lot of the family time when I do these videos. So, but yeah, that's kind of the basis of my channel. It's slowly growing, but I'm just trying to pump as much as I can.
But you know what I like is that a lot of people don't know doing YouTube, and I've been doing YouTube for 3.5 years, that if you don't have family involved, especially the Oracle, if everybody don't know who the Oracle is the wife. You got to get the Oracle involved, right? You got to get the Oracle involved. If you don't get the Oracle involved, it's kind of painful to be spending a lot of time doing YouTube videos. And though you're making no money doing it, but you still be popping out YouTube videos. And, it's a passion. But definitely get the family involved. That's nice. All right, so Max Tech Guy, check him out on YouTube. Got 737 subscribers. He want to try to build his YouTube channel up, and I like that word right there. Honest reviews. That is awesome. I like that because you don't have a lot of that out there. All right. Here we go. Let everybody know who you are, sir. And guess what? Y'all see his light back there? That means that it's in the morning. Let everybody know where you at, first of all.
Yeah, thanks. It's Connor from CW's Tech Reviews from Australia. It's just gone 11 o'clock in the morning. So I'm a bit sleepy-eyed still. We had a late night last night. But my channel, like everyone, tech reviews and how-tos. I've been going for about a year now. I did 4 videos about 3 years ago and then fell off, and I wish I never did, so I've got back into it. And I tend to look at things from an average Joe point of view, not getting a product and doing a review a day after I got it, trying to give it some time to the product and release them that way. Yeah, it's just slowly growing. Got many videos out there with hardly any views, and I've got some with a few extra, but I'm having fun doing it, and that's the main thing. So thanks for having me on tonight.
I tell you what, I actually I like your thumbnails. I actually like your banner too. You know what? You have a unique banner. It represents you, and I like that. 252 subscribers, guys. Go on and boost them up. And I see you got some good content. Gear Fit 2 Pro and OnePlus 5 versus the S8 Speed comparison. Nah, why? Well, we're gonna talk about a little OnePlus too, because I can't even buy a OnePlus right now. Why? Because they discontinued. So we're gonna get into it a little more. But there we go. So these are the gentlemen that's on the panel. All right. So yeah, that go out there, man, right there. All right. So man, I tell you what, it's always a pleasure, and of course, me, y'all guys already know who I am. American for Media Computer Solutions. This is what I do. All right, so let me go to get my shots out. I got everybody that's joining the building. Let's kick this off. Simply your device. What's up with y'all? See you in the building. Timothy. Yes. All right, I see JQ in the building. What's up with you, Albert? Shout out to Albert in the building. Yes. Miguel is in the building. Yes. Every stream now is an interview. Yeah, why not, you dig? All right, so shouts out to Cliff, Lawman in the building, C. Martin is in the building, L. Scott is in the building, Art Dog is in the building. I see all y'all guys in the building. I got my man TJ. TJ, what's up with you? Got TJ in the building. What's up with you? Got Rob Pounce in the building. Team 100 is in the building. So shouts out to you guys. 1+5 for the win. Yeah, shouts out to Albert. He's a OnePlus guy. All right, so Google Hangouts is 720p max. Yeah. Unfortunately, you know, they Google don't want to control that bandwidth. So 720p, that's what you get. All right, guys. So let's go and get into some tech. Let's talk about the Pixel. Please, let's talk about the Pixel. I went into Verizon Wireless. I got me some hands-on this Pixel, man, and I mean, you know, the Pixel. First of all, the Pixel 2, the smaller device. I'm not sure what kind of phone that is, right? So that's a phone that I'm not even gonna consider buying, not for no $700. But the Pixel 2 XL, I got my hands on, played with the device for a few hours at Verizon Wireless. Shout out to them for allowing some footage of me having the device. And Verizon told me that the phone will be available next Thursday for purchase. Some funny story that when I walked in the store and I saw the device, the screen was completely scratched up. And I asked the people, I said, well, why is the screen all scratched up with all these hairline scratches? Guy like, hey, man, look, let me tell you something. Only thing we did was take it out the box. We put it on the face down one time, and when we flipped it up, it had all the scratches on it. So I was like, wow. But when you look at the Google Pixel, right, the screen is raised above. Man, I tell you what, it's going to be terrible as far as the screen protectors. Obviously, glass screen protectors got to have curves. But you know, on the back of the device, you know, it just kind of, I don't know, man. It just doesn't feel right to me. I mean, what y'all guys thought about this Google Pixel?
Has it got the Gorilla Glass 5 on it?
Yes, it got Gorilla Glass 5 on it. But I'm gonna tell you, as I looked at the demo unit, it may be, I tell you what, playing with it, having it in my hand. I mean, it's a 6-inch device, 18:9 aspect ratio and all that crap, right? But just holding that device, squeezing it. Now think about this. You got 3 ways to get to the Google Assistant, right? Why you got to squeeze it? You got the hotkeys and you got the home button. Why? It just don't make no sense. Like, I mean, like, really, Google really wants you to play around with this Google Assistant. I mean, why? I don't understand that. Brad, what you think about this?
Well, I did the same thing. I went into the Verizon store. I saw on display, and both models, the Pixel and the Pixel XL, were both scratched up. And I was like, what happened? And they're like, that's just how it is. Or somebody even tried, I think, to test to see if it's scratched. And it does. It scratches. I don't know. The bezels on it look funny. You know, I'm used to the Note 8 where it's super small, but they're really rounded weird, and it's a weird bubble. So yeah, I don't know how it's going to turn out, but that wasn't very impressive to me.
Yeah, Darren, what you think about it? Yeah,
so in respect to the glass, it uses the bigger brother. The XL uses the 3D glass. So obviously 2.5D and 3D, that it has that curved kind of edge to it, which is, you know, it's not for everybody. It does take some kind of getting used to. I kind of like it. I think the front is not as attractive as the S8 or the Note 8 in terms of that bezel-less design, or even the LG V30. But you know, I think it's a big improvement on the previous XL, certainly. I hated that big chin. You know.
All right, so wait. Let me play devil's advocate on that, right? If you look at the original Pixel, right, the original Pixel, and that son of a bitch got a big forehead and chin, and even though it got the 821 processor, 4 gigs of RAM, but the performance still gonna be the same, right? I mean, I look at the Pixel 2 in the original OG Pixel, and I'm like, I would buy the original Pixel because it basically looked the same, right? I mean, when you talk about specs, then you say, well, this is a Pixel, so it's gonna fly no matter what. I mean, they think about it. I mean, with stock Android with an 835 or 821 processor, I mean, it's a little overkill, you know what I mean? Because it's stock Android. But I'm looking at like the original Pixel versus the Pixel 2, and I was like, man, for my money, I'll do the original. I mean, I wouldn't buy either of them because, first of all, the bezels on that thing is bigger than the iPhone.
Yes, yeah, and in fact, I'm still using a Pixel XL, and the bezels are actually smaller than on the new Pixel 2, the smaller one, which is crazy. I put them side by side, and I was like, wow, like the new Pixel 2 has bigger bezels than the old Pixel.
And then to add to that, they took away the headphone jack. Why?
Don't even get me started. Don't even get me started on the headphone.
But so why? So okay, if it got a huge forehead and chin, right? So why did they take away the headphone jack? I mean, they got a lot of room, a lot of wasted space, right? So what's up with that? I mean, you think about, I mean, if Samsung still putting headphone jacks in their phones. Now, and then all of a sudden, Apple did it last year. Now, here we got the Pixel that coming out with no headphone jack. What the hell wrong with these people? They don't think that we like audio files? Why? And look, same thing with the Centrophone. I mean, the guy come on and said, well, if you want a headphone jack, all you got to do is buy mine. You mean to tell me I got to stick a headphone jack mine on the back of that Centrophone? But we're going to talk about that too in a minute. But I just was saying, like, so holding that Google Pixel and the Google Pixel 2, I don't know if that's Gorilla Glass 5 though. I can't wait till Jerry Riggs everything get that phone, man. Because I'm gonna tell you what, that phone scratch. I ain't never saw a phone scratch like that with Gorilla Glass 5. Something ain't right. What you think? What y'all think about that, Tavia?
But then they could think, oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say that certainly in the UK here, with some of the samples they put in the stores for kind of hands-on, they skip on some of the materials. For example, the previous, was it the Samsung S7 and the S7 Edge, they didn't have, the devices I had installed weren't IP rated because they were skimping on, you know, they just put it together so they could run a retail mode in store, but then it didn't have all the internals or the, you know, the top end spec. It just needed to run a retail mode. So potentially, maybe it's not, you know, maybe the ones they've got in stores don't have the you know, the Gorilla Glass 5. It's just one idea.
All right, so would that be the first time though? Because I've seen demo units and retail units that was pretty much the same device, but it just had demo software. So you're saying that maybe the demo units we see at Verizon Wireless that's sitting on end caps may not be the final build of these devices. The build that you're going to get in a box, yeah, it's a different build of what you have that's in a retail store that's all scratched up like that. I mean, that's not a good look, by the way.
No. It's cost effective. Like if you're a big business thinking cost wise, that would be the smart play. You know, you just put it in there so people can get a hands-on of the device, but you don't need to put all the kind of stuff inside and pay the top price for the materials. But you know, it could just be that it is a final unit and it's just terrible quality.
Maybe it's something like the Motorola phone where they added something to it to make it more durable, but it scratches easier. Maybe there's something going on with the parts they're making it with. I'm not sure. Yeah,
you know, one of the things that since you said Motorola, man, don't you think Motorola took 2 steps back? I mean, taking the Z Force of 2016 versus the Z Force 2 of 2017. I mean, come on, man. Even if you got a indestructible glass, right? Who's gonna want to play with a screen that's look like molasses, right? I mean, it could look like monarchy, right? It's a terrible looking display if it's all scratched up, and you can scratch it with your thumbnail. That's horrible. For $750, by the way. All right, let me get into some comments. I see Jimmy's promo to build it. The V30 Plus is cheaper than the S8 Plus. I don't like that. Don't like it. Shouts out to Jimmy's promo. He's been on this show before. Shouts out to Sean. But look, we're about to talk about the V30. All right. And but you know what? When we talk about the V30, it's a funny story. In 2017, LG have done something stupid, right? I mean, just think about it. Let's call it how it is, right? I mean, no fluff, no passes, right? LG came out with the LG G6, and we knew, listen, the 835, 821, I ain't worried about that. LG came out with a beautiful device, the LG G6. I bought the LG G6 when it first came out, just like some of y'all. And not even 30 days, the phone lost value by 30%. And so now you can buy a G6 pretty much with a rebate check right now. I mean, they give you money back. They want to give you the everything in the kitchen sink to get the phone, right? But we got the V30, right? Now, when we talk about the G series and the V series, it was always different, right? You had, and listen, guys, I got about 60 phones sitting in front of me. And the V series of devices, right? You had something different. You had a secondary display. You had a unique features as far as removable backs. You got that rugged design, content creator device. You had something different from the G series. Well, unfortunately, LG has done something different. LG has came out with a totally different design, 18:9 aspect ratio, no more removable battery, no more removable bag. They took away the secondary display. I mean, the phone basically looked like LG G6 blown up with some S8 characteristics and stuff like that. What are y'all thoughts about the V30? I mean, it's out for sale right now. Now, T-Mobile is actually doing what you get $500 off or something. So I knew the deals was coming. So what are y'all thoughts about the V30?
I think the V30 actually looks really nice. My boss at work, he actually got it this past week. Matter of fact, past weekend, and playing with it. I mean, it looks really nice. I think they took a really good step forward with the design, and then the camera. Honestly, to me, that was one of the best selling features. And then also the screen. I think the screen. Before, I used to think the screen was kind of just opaque looking. Just the colors didn't look right. It looked kind of, I don't know, just didn't look right compared to, like, the S8 or the Note 8, which colors always pop. But I think overall the V30 is actually a really, really nice device. The camera to me was actually the best part, just because it has that cinema mode where you can actually zoom in and zoom out without that lag. But besides that, I mean, it's a really good device. I compared it. We did a little speed test, with the Note 8 and the V30, and they're relatively the same when it comes to, like, everyday usage. But overall, I think it's a really good package.
What you think about it, Darren?
Looks nice. Yeah, so we don't have it yet in the UK. So we've never had the V range in the UK. The V30 is going to be the first one that we get, and it's going to be exclusive to one of our carriers. And I like it.
That sucks, man. I mean, come on, man.
Region exclusives pain me. That's another subject. But yeah, I like it. I think actually it's a nice alternative to the if we go back to the Pixel, considering that LG are rumored to make the Pixel 2 XL. I think if you put them side by side, I think the V30 is a nicer looking device, certainly. So
yeah.
What you think about that, Brad?
So I was actually looking at one today, and it looks good. It's a good looking phone. The screen's big. They did a good job in getting kind of that right. But it just looks like a cheap Samsung to me. I don't know. I can't.
I was waiting on somebody to say, that look like the S8.
Yeah, the camera, everything. It was like, I've seen this for years where they kind of come later and do the same thing as other people. They try and make it their style and a little better, if you will. But yeah, that's just what I see when I look at it. It looks all right. I mean, might be okay phone. I don't know how long it will last until it starts looping, but
yeah, the software's not great.
Yeah. What you think about the V30? You gonna pick one up, or you gonna review it, or what you gonna do?
Myself, I don't know. I think they market it well. I think that marketing it towards the creator is a good idea. There'll be plenty of people that'll be, that's me, I need that phone. But I don't know. I've got the S8 Plus, and it does a great job of all that creative stuff. So I might give it a miss. I'd probably move towards the G6 more than the V30.
I think what T-Mobile is doing, if you buy a V30, you get $500, or you get maybe a G6, or you can put it towards another device. You know, one of the things that I'm looking at LG, like, okay, when they announced the V30, right, why not have it ready to go? Look what Samsung did. And look, I know every stream I've been talking about Samsung, but you got to look at what Samsung have done in 2017. When they announced the Note 8, the Note 8 came out early. Surprised the hell out of everybody. People was getting their Note 8s early. Samsung been on top of their game all this year, right? I mean, look at when they came out with the S8, right? The S8 was coming to people's doorsteps early. You know, yeah, they had problems with Bixby. Yes, they still got problems with 1080p 60 frames per second. But overall, I think Samsung has knocked it out the park when it comes down to marketing, getting the devices to people's hands and stuff like that. Well, the other cases, LG basically done just the opposite. When they came out with the keynote address before the Note 8 keynote address, and the Note 8 came out before the V30, it did a V30. We didn't even know when the phone was coming out, right? Like, when the V30 is like no announcement. They said, oh, we don't know it's going to come out whenever. Then all of a sudden, we get like a 2-day notice. Oh, the V30 come out Friday. Like, really? So, and then some people was reporting that they went to, you know, different outlets, and the V30 was not available. So it's still a debacle. I know when I went into Verizon Wireless, I believe they had some in stock. People, they were basically saying nobody would buy them. So I don't know. I mean, when you got an end cap with iPhones, and you got an end cap with a Pixel, then you got an end cap with a Galaxy S8. A lot of people, yeah, I don't know about that Pixel. You know, to think about it, yeah, I don't even think. I look at like how the carrier stores, even if the Pixel was a demo unit, was some trash that they gave them. It's not even a good look at that point, right? I mean, it doesn't even show its shine and stuff like that. So I don't know. But the V30, a lot of people a lot of YouTubers that got their hands on with the device early, they did some good shots. I like that photography, cinematic mode. I like that. I think it's gonna be okay. But I've been actually making videos a lot about the V20. The V20 had seen the share of updates. And the rear cameras have blown me away in the last couple of months because of all the updates and stuff. So when I get my V30, that's going to be kind of pretty interesting to kind of put 2 and 2 together to see. Now the software, I mean, you got to put Nova Launch on. I mean, the LG software sucks. So I mean, it's never gonna get better. It's terrible. I mean, you know. I mean, LG software. Come on, LG, please. I guess one of the reasons why I never get demo units is because I get on these streams and I criticize. And look, it's all about helping these companies, right? I guess I don't listen. I don't ever get demo units. And I say, you know why you don't get demo units, Eric? It's because you bash them too much. No, I'm just giving them opportunity to fix the problems. That's all. I'm not calling no one brand out. Yeah, right. I mean, you know, that's how it is. Let me get to the comments. Shouts out to Cooper. He said, Sammy has his own manufacturing and supply. Other OEMs have the contract out. This is what happens with Apple. Now, we're going to talk about Apple a little bit because we're hearing all these different dates and stuff like that. Art Dog in the building say, can't understand why these companies are taking so long to release a phone. Timothy says, it took LG as long as it took for their Central phone. You're right. Well, no, the Central phone was longer. That was a disaster from the beginning, right? Yeah, Jay Farm is in the building. Look how long it took Samsung to get the UI right. Listen, you know what? You're absolutely right, Jay Farmer, because we're in 2017, and this is the first year that I can honestly say I do not have to put a launcher on a Samsung device. Yep.
I would disagree. I think TouchWiz or Samsung experience is still terrible. I have had worse.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think it's better. In fact, it is better. It's better than what it has been. just by not calling it TouchWiz doesn't fix the problem. It's still not great. Do you know what I mean? The thing that really kind of strikes me as odd is small companies like OnePlus, and if you've ever used a OnePlus, nail the software. Like, it's flawless. But then Samsung, who are the big dogs in the mobile game, can't get something like that like perfect. It frustrates me a little bit. But I mean, I use a Samsung still.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be the devil's advocate here. I like to be devil's advocate, by the way. I'm gonna tell you why Samsung. A lot of people believe that Samsung can't get the software right. It's because they run so much crap in the background. I mean, you think about all the features that's on the Samsung device. I don't know no other device that have everything that Samsung have. And if you go to your developers mode and you look at what's running in the background, it's going to be pages after pages after pages of stuff that's running all the time. And if you really get deep into all the features of a Samsung device, it is unreal. Well, I'm going to say unreal. It's real, but I think that's the problem with Samsung. You know, Samsung give you everything in the kitchen sink. I mean, they give you edge panels, which is software. I mean, you got a lot of software with this device.
And it calmed down. Yeah, it calmed down. Remember S4? Remember how many features that was? That was crazy. That was crazy features.
Yeah.
I think one word to sum it all up for me has been Bixby. I mean, what is it? That's the reason I want to sell it, is because of Bixby. It's just been terrible. They got
a major update coming out for Bixby, though.
Oh, it won't be major. It won't be like the biggest update.
It needs to fix everything. You know, I think when you put a button on a phone, you know, I get everybody wants their own dedicated assistant that will do everything. But when you make a statement by putting a dedicated button on a handset, it needs to be great. It needs to be phenomenal, and it's not. And that's my problem with Bixby.
Yeah.
I mean, I look at it like this. I mean, when I first got the S8, S8 Plus, I made videos and I really called out Samsung on Bixby. But I never used it, actually. And you're right. When we first got the Galaxy S8, we was able to remap it, and obviously Samsung sent out updates to block that. And I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking about what is the direction of Bixby. I mean, because I mean, we got Google now. I mean, everybody has its own assistant, right? And so, but Bixby go a little deeper to the OS, which is supposed to be like an Apple, right? Now, Apple Siri suck. I'm sorry. But Bixby's supposed to go into the OS, and it's supposed to have a lot more functionality versus a Google Now. So that's the point of Bixby. Bixby does a few little things that Google Now can't do because it doesn't have access to your UI. So I think that's the point of Bixby. The problem is Bixby wasn't ready. Samsung put it out anyway, and that's why it wasn't available in the beginning. But now, since Samsung actually on top of the pedestal, it's been on top of the pedestal for a long time. But now, since they sent it out, a lot of updates. I've heard that in Pocket Now reported that Samsung is sending out a huge update to fix Bixby. Would you use Bixby? I don't even use Bixby. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, what is it about Bixby?
I've tried. I've tried 3 times, and every time I've had the same issue. And I've spoken to Samsung customer services. So basically, I watch a lot of movies, and in the evening, if my Bixby's turned on and my phone's in my pocket on the side, the movies just set it off. Like all night, it's crazy, and it's not a software glitch because I had it on the S8, I had it on the S8 Plus, and I've got it on the Note 8 now. So it's like, what's going on? And no one can fix it. So I just turn it off now. I'm just like,
that's weird.
But that's a good option that you can turn off Bixby. That's a good. It is just a button that's just sitting there. I don't know, but we will see in 2018. We'll be hearing all this other stuff like that. Brad, I have a question for you, Brad. We got to talk about it. The OnePlus 5. Great. The OnePlus have done something in the last 2 years that got me confused. They come out with a great device, OnePlus 3, right? And then 6 months later, they come out with the OnePlus 3T. Then they canceled the OnePlus 3. And then 6 months later, you got the OnePlus 5. Then they discontinued the OnePlus 3T. Now they discontinued the OnePlus 5. Now they're about to come out with a OnePlus 5T. what is the deal? What's your opinion about this OnePlus stuff?
Maybe, I don't know. They started off strong, and I know the people that have their phones love them, but they may be working a little too hard for what they can handle.
I mean, it's a company that I really like the device, and I really like this phone, right? I really like the OnePlus 3 because guess what? If you want a fast device, it's up there with the Pixel, even faster than the Pixel, right? If you want speed, right? I mean, no functionality, no features or nothing. It means stock Android. But when it comes down to, if I got a OnePlus 5, which I had a OnePlus 5, I turned it back in. I sent it back because I had the jello effect, and ain't no way I'm going to spend $600 on the device for jello. But with the OnePlus, you look at, okay, if I wanted to buy a OnePlus 5, if I was an owner of a OnePlus 5, I'd be pissed off because, I mean, the phones are discontinued, even though you're probably going to receive updates. But still, I mean, kind of make you feel a little uneasy that you got a discontinued device in your hand. You know, what y'all think about that?
Yeah, I think it's a bit rich. I mean, I only just released my review, and then the next week they discontinued it, and it's like that was a bit too quick.
Yeah, I mean, they really did it quick this time.
Especially without the announcement of the new one, the 5T. I mean, they haven't even said anything about that yet. So
it feels like a reaction to the whole kind of the data collection kind of news scandal that's kind of hit recently. So I don't know, there may be something in it, but it just seems too close for me to kind of, that came out and then suddenly on the website you can't get hold of it, it's out of stock everywhere, you know.
You think the government shut them down or something? Or maybe government kind of pulled the trigger and say, hey, listen, stop selling them damn devices. I mean, it's all about software though, right? I mean, it's not really the device. I mean, think about it. Blue went through the same thing, right? Blue was got caught, you know, selling your stuff off to whoever, you know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I look at OnePlus, they could be a dominant company, but they're missing some small pieces. Like, get yourself in the carrier stores. Get into a Best Buy in the US. Try to do, I don't give it down. Be exclusive to Sprint. Sprint roll out the red carpet for everybody, by the way. I mean, so, I mean, get into Sprint. Get into something here. So when us tech geeks get on YouTube, talk about a OnePlus 5, and I walk in my neighborhood, I walk in and ask, do you know what a OnePlus 5 is? They'll tell you, yeah, OnePlus 5 is 6. They have no clue. You know, and it could be what, well, I don't know. I ain't gonna say with the 1080p screen and all that crap. But I mean, it could be a good device.
It's popular here. It's popular here in the UK because they rolled out with an exclusive carrier at the start of this year. So there is one carrier in the UK you can get it, and it's popular because of the price. You know, people who are price conscious will go for it. You know, if they don't want an iPhone, that's the phone that they'll go for. So it's half the price of what the Pixel was when it first came out. So it makes sense.
And you know what's so good is that OnePlus has a concept. Well, when OnePlus 1, OnePlus 3. I ain't gonna say OnePlus 2, that was a little debacle there. But the OnePlus 1 came out with the concept, never settled. I mean, we all got excited. The phone was $399 US. It was cheap. It had high specs. It gave you a good build quality. It gave you that stock Android experience. It was a great device. Then I'm gonna skip the OnePlus 2 because to me they kind of went back. And we're not gonna talk about the OnePlus X and that other device. That was a disaster. But the OnePlus 3 redeemed themselves, right? And we thought OnePlus 3 is going to, be the more budget handset of 2016, right? Then all of a sudden they yanked the covers off everybody, came out with a OnePlus 3T. And now we're hearing that the OnePlus 5T is going to have almost the same internal specs, but have a different aspect ratio. It is supposed to come out in November of 2017. That is the rumors that we're hearing about the OnePlus 5T. I might be wrong. Again, rumors is rumors. I don't have no facts, but that's the rumors. 18:9 aspect ratio, 835 processor, 6 or 8 gigs around.
And the 3 and the 3T, they still perform really well. I think there's still room in the market for those phones. If they're a little bit cheaper than your 5T. People would still buy them. I don't know why they've shut it down so quick.
Great looking phones as well. Great looking phones.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but it's one of those things that's crazy. That's crazy, in my opinion. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Maybe they just can't afford to keep making them, and stuff like that. And Albert just said that the OnePlus 3T just got Oreo. Listen, I never said that, like, in the OnePlus era that the device is not good. Right, the device is good, fantastic, good build quality, decent cameras. I just don't like the business practices. I think the business practices and the getting the devices where people, us tech reviewers, think about this. I want to say this. Us in the US, me as a tech reviewer, why would I make a video about a OnePlus 5, a OnePlus 3, a OnePlus 3T? I said in my video in 2016 that I gave the OnePlus 3T and the OnePlus 3 phone of the year, right? Because it was just that good. But what was the biggest question that I got in my comments? Where can I buy it? Can I go to AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon, Best Buy, and put my hands on it? The answer is no. So I changed up my YouTube a little bit. I'm a little critical of the stuff that I review. Because as a United States tech reviewer, and I do have a lot of people that watch my videos abroad, but I think when I looked at my analytics, I'm about 80% US. And when I make a video of a device that's not available in the US, it brings in a lot of issues for me. You know, I mean, I don't know if y'all guys have that same problem on y'all YouTube channel, but I know I got that problem.
Yeah, definitely. You want to have relative content that people can watch and get something out of, and then make a buying purchase from that content. So they close down the product. You've got a video sitting there taking up bandwidth.
Well, let me answer these questions. Listen, first of all, if y'all didn't know Albert is a diehard OnePlus fan. Just like how you got Samsungites, you got iSheep for Apple people. Albert is a OnePlus sheep, all right? Everything revolves around OnePlus, right? And so every time we talk about OnePlus in the chats or in the streams, he always got the rebuttals. And one of his rebuttals always is that why people just can't go online and get a device. Go to oneplus.net. Now, if I walk out of my house and I walk in the mall and I ask anybody, I can ask 100 people, 1,000 people in the United States, have you ever been on oneplus.net? They will tell you no. I don't even know about a OnePlus. That's the problem. That's the problem. Even if the device is good, most people, especially in the United States, can walk into a carrier with about $200 or less and get a Galaxy S8, or they could get a V30, or they could even get a Pixel. They can touch it and they can feel it and they can make love to it right in the retail store. And they can buy it based off of the baby powder that they go put on their hands. You cannot do that with a OnePlus.
It is
that
the
is
thing.
the problem.
I think another thing that certainly that I've noticed as well by talking to people is, remember when they first came on the scene and it was that invite only system.
Oh.
And I think a lot of consumers still kind of think that. So even if you direct them to the website, they kind of like, don't you need an invite? And it's like, no, they've got rid of that like ages ago. But people don't know that. You know, not everybody, average Joe, knows that still. They still think of what they heard back in the day, and it's like, oh, you need an invite to get a phone. It was a crazy model, but yeah, it's a weird one. It is a strange one.
Or now you don't need an invite, but they've got no stock, so don't worry about it.
Don't watch anything else.
I mean, you know, I don't know. I mean, think about this, right? In the tech world, me personally, if I was in a techie, I would never order a phone online. If I can't go into my carrier and get the salesman to try to sell me something, then I won't never buy it. And in the US, maybe 99% of almost every average consumer has an AT&T, T-Mobile, Sprint, Boost Mobile, Metro PCS, right? That is the problem. if Huawei can do it, because Huawei is supposed to hit AT&T,
next
if
year.
Huawei could do it, then how could, like, you know, people that say that OnePlus is the best phone, period. Well, if it's the best phone, period, why can't reach itself into a retail store?
And look, in Australia, Oppo is growing and becoming quite big, and they're in the carriers and the retailers. And Oppo own OnePlus, so why can't they push that in? They would sell a lot more. They'd have more success.
Yeah. Brad, you're quiet over there. What you think about this? OnePlus. Do you like OnePlus?
You know, I haven't used one, but I played with one. Somebody was their biggest fan, I'm pretty sure, and he loved it. And you know, it performs well like the Pixel. You know, that people say, you know, Android slows down after a while. Just depends on what phone you have. The Pixel definitely would be much more appealing to me, just because of the brand name, and I like kind of what Google's doing there. But the OnePlus is, you know, especially what's going on right now. It's like, no, you can't really trust what they're doing. So
yeah,
a little bit.
Well, let's switch gears a little bit. Apple had a keynote address, and it came out with this iPhone 8, and they say, okay, you got to wait October 27th if you want to pre-order, if you want the Master Blaster, the iPhone 10, right? Now we've been hearing a lot of reports saying that the iPhone 10 ain't gonna be available. What the hell going on with the iPhone? Talking about ain't production, they can't get it right, the sensors ain't right, all kinds. What's going on with Apple? You know, I thought about this, and somebody made a good comment last stream. They said, you know what? The iPhone, they got a lot of stock of iPhone 10s. They're just trying to sell iPhone 8s. You know, I mean, think about that. They got an iPhone 8 that probably nobody ain't buying. There's a lot of people buying it. But think about this. Nobody was standing in line. You know how new Apple people were all the way around the corner trying to get a new Apple product. It was like crickets out there. You could walk. When did this ever happen? Where you could walk in the store on release day and get an iPhone 8? That to me, it never happened. Is this like the first year that this ever happened?
Pretty much, yeah. It was in my town, like you said, you could walk past the Apple store. There was nothing happening. There was more staff than customers. It's insane. So yeah, I think they made a bit of an error. Kind of, you know, they should have. In my head, I kind of think, right, they should have released the 8 or 7S, as a lot of people are calling it. Released that as they did, and they shouldn't have even mentioned the 10. And then they've got another kind of keynote coming up with the Mac Pro, the iMac Pro. So when that hit, they should have announced it at that event. That way you would have got a period of sales of the iPhone 8. No one would have known that there was a 10, and then you could have hit them with a 10 before Christmas. Boom.
Because here's my problem. My problem is I got a 17-year-old daughter. Let me tell y'all this problem. I got a big problem. Oracle, I got my 17-year-old daughter, both of them want iPhone 10s. They want it by Christmas, right? And I've been hearing all these reports about Apple, these iPhones ain't gonna be in stock. They ain't gonna be in stock. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. You mean to tell me Apple ain't gonna have these devices in stock? I need this device under the tree before Christmas. The problem is with me, if I can't get the devices before Christmas, then it's a no-go for me, right? I mean, you talk about $1,000, right? $1,000 per unit. I mean, Apple cannot not have these devices by December. They got to have these iPhone 10s for Christmas. They have to. I mean, it's like in 2018, and I know a lot of diehard Apple people that, well, I'll wait till January, February. Listen, tell that to my 17-year-old daughter that want one. She ain't waiting until those January, February want no iPhone. She'll just wait. She'll just keep an iPhone 7 and just wait till the next iteration, right? And I think that's the issue that Apple might run into if they can't get them by Christmas, because it's Christmas. And like, well, yeah. No, it's Christmas. If you can't have it by Christmas, then you got a problem.
I think you're right. I think Apple have a problem. They can't give a date. If they could give a date, I don't think it would be a problem. But no one's sure, so they're going to jump on the iPhone 8 or the Galaxy S8. They're going to jump on something else if they don't have certainty.
Because I mean, at the end of the day, you got $1,000 to spend. If most of us, we budget in, okay, iPhone 10. You got to save up your capital. That's the only present that most y'all teenagers, millennials go get anyway, right? So you gotta get an iPhone 10, but you got to get it. How you gonna get it? Listen, I'm not gonna beg nobody to take my money. That's how I feel. I mean, please, Apple, take my money, please. I'm not gonna beg you. If it's not available, it's not available, right? And I look at it like that. Let me answer this question here. Cafe in the building. Cafe say Apple faking and shaking y'all. You're gonna be ready. You know what? I think that's they're gonna be the issue, because if they believe that the iPhone 10 is gonna be in hot demand, I mean, they got to sell it before it's the full quarter, right? I mean, this is for shareholders. I mean, it's about money. I mean, they can't get them into people's hands. So, I mean, what do you think the shareholders gonna say? You know? And look, and another question I got: the iPhone 8 and the iPhone 10 has 2 operating systems on it. What y'all think about this? Because I mean, the iPhone 10 is all gesture based, right? You got to swipe here, swipe to up, down, and to the left, to the side, shake it a little bit, and throw it in the frying pan. I mean, what y'all think about the new operating system here?
It's going to confuse a lot of people. There's no button. It's like too much at once for them. That's really not what Apple ever does. So it's very interesting to see their changes there.
But Brad, think about this. You got an iPhone 5S SE. You get an iPhone 10, and everything goes away. You got to look at your phone to open it. No more Touch ID, right? You got all gesture based. You got to go up and down, the side to side, and swinging all around. You got to dance with the phone to make it work. But what is Apple doing here? Why did they put a damn home button on this device, man?
They wanted that screen to body ratio, didn't they? That's the new thing. You remember back in the day when it was all about megapixels on cameras. Oh, who's got the highest megapixel? Now it's screen to body ratio.
But think about this. Think about this. Samsung got a home button, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
Samsung got one.
True. They could have done the same kind of makeup. Yeah.
It is kind of confusing because they have Force Touch. So I don't know why couldn't they, implement that into the actual screen like the S8 or the Note 8. I don't know. I think it's going to confuse a lot of people. I don't think the phone's going to appeal. It's going to appeal older people less, I guess you could say, and more or less the younger people, because younger people kind of know how to work with tech now, especially a lot of kids these days. It's easy for them to learn the phone and, go on with it. But I think for people that are used to that button, it's going to confuse the crap out of them.
Yeah, I mean, you think about this, right? So you got your iPhone, right? And you're going to be swiping up, swiping down, side to side. You got to swipe to the right to get to control center, swipe to the left to get to your notifications. I'm going to tell you something. Isn't this the first time Apple is fragmenting itself, right? Because now they got to make 2 operating systems, right? Every year. I mean, isn't this fragmentation 101 going on? Or Apple just going to kill the iPhone, period, and just go with all gesture-based?
I think it's a bit of a trying time for Apple. I've seen a lot of Apple fanboys at my work have said they're not getting a new phone because it's the same as the last one and the one before. So people are getting used to this. And I do remember Nokia at one point, they had the whole phone market across the whole world and it didn't change. And it's a big call, but I can see Apple, if it's not careful, could go down the same path.
I remember that. Nokia being dominant, and they got complacent. It's a slippery slope. More on the subject of Apple, though. Have you guys experienced a lot of people having issues with this iOS 11 and stuff like that? So I haven't used it yet personally, but in fact, two of my friends have actually switched. They've got rid of their iPhone 7s and they've got Galaxy S8 and S8 Pluses because the iOS 11 was so bad. So it'd be interesting to know, if you guys have experienced it and what your thoughts are.
Yeah, this is the first time, in my opinion, that Apple released an operating system that suck. I mean, let's call it how it is, right? I mean, no fluff, no passes on this YouTube channel, right? I mean, when we had iOS 10, I mean, yeah, they got bugs, right? But it was this bad. I mean, force closes. Listen, I got it on my iPhone. And even the new iPhone 8 is experiencing some of these issues. Now, Apple is also sending out a lot of updates and stuff like that to try to fix that. But come on, Apple, you got to be kidding me, right? after you release iOS 11, you're supposed to be working on iOS 12 at this point. You mean tell me your iOS is that bad going on right now that you have to get all your people in to fix iOS 11 before you can even start working on iOS 12? So I don't know, man. This is I think this is a bad year for Apple. Listen, I praise Apple for WWDC, but for the keynote address for the Apple event, I don't know, man. I've seen something that this is not. Where's Steve Jobs? Where you at? Steve Jobs, come on! Now. You alive somewhere?
Yeah, I think the iPhone 10 is really gonna make or break them this year. Just the iPhone 8, it's been slow for people. Nobody's really getting it. I was walking by a store today and somebody was trying to say what's new with the iPhone 8, and he was like, and it was like, it's glass back, wireless charger. That's it. That's Samsung's had those for so long, or whatever it is. They're really betting on this phone. So if they can't make it happen, it's gonna really hurt.
And then the notch, that notch though.
Oh my gosh.
Now, if Steve Jobs was alive, right, and that's what I thought about. If Steve Jobs was alive, would they have that notch up there? And the answer to is no. Steve Jobs don't do that.
I think there's a few devices they wouldn't have had, to be fair, if he'd still been there. There's a few things that he was totally against, and they did it anyway. And some of them have been a success, some of them have kind of gone under the radar. But yeah, I think you're right. I think it would have been a different story.
But you think about this here, that stockholders. You think about this is the fourth quarter of the year, right? And most businesses, like include me, I'm a business owner. We try to sell everything before the end of the year. I mean, whatever you want, you go get, because going into January, it's a new year, right? That means that I'm trying to squeeze as much money. Most of these big corporations try to make as much money for the stockholders as they can in the full quarter, obviously, because they want to have bragging rights, where they want to make their stockholders a lot of money, and going from there. But if Apple cannot deliver on this iPhone 10, I think it's going to be a huge problem.
Yeah, just imagine if it has software issues as well. That's just gonna people that do buy it. That's just gonna it's gonna be. I mean, was it during the keynote the shares took a dip when they messed up on stage?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how reactive shares are. People are watching just on the edge of their seats, and if something goes wrong, it can take a big dip.
Especially if developers can't get their apps to work with iOS 11 in that notch.
Yes, yeah.
It's just because I've seen I don't know if y'all follow like Phone Arena or anything like that, but I've seen some of the articles come out where apparently there was someone in the wild using an iPhone 10, and they were playing Pokemon Go, and the actual screen, like the screen area compared to the actual rest of the screen, was very minimal. So I don't really know what developers are going to do, but they're going to have to do something. And so far, I haven't seen anything that says, oh, they're going to work around the notch. But who knows? I mean, they're going to have to.
Yeah, I think I saw an image of some games and some apps running where the actual screen just stops short of the notch in that case, but then you're losing out on that extra real estate. So it's kind of it's like cheating, isn't it, a little bit? So,
so the question is, okay, so if the device is a 5.7, right, 5.8, and you got that notch taken up but 1 inch. The device is 18:9 aspect ratio, so you still not getting a lot of screen real estate. Let's be honest. 16:9 versus 18:9 ratio. When you look at the different ratios, you definitely don't have the same. Look, it is crazy. All you gotta do is pull up an LG G6 5.7-inch screen, and you put up a device that got a 5.7-inch screen. You put them together. You know that if you do the math, you know that you don't have the same real estate as a 16:9 aspect ratio. But since Apple's going with that big notch at the top, and plus with developers, they're not going to work around the notch. They're just going to squeeze. They're just going to shrink So you're going to see less app on the screen. I mean, look, don't get me wrong. the millennials that love Apple, they all want iPhone 10s. My daughter, that's all she's talking about, right? She have no, I told her about these gestures and all that stuff. She like, really? Gestures? I think there's gonna be a learning curve. I mean, I know millennials or techies or whatever. They go like, you can swipe up, swipe down, swipe to the side, and do. But just think about in 2019 if they actually go away with the concept of the iPhone of 2017, right? And they go to all of this 18:9 and all this touch base. I mean, did Palm did that? Don't BlackBerry did that before they went in their demise with the BlackBerry 10 and all that, with all that gesture-based stuff and going flipping on side to get to your hub and all that stuff like that. And people don't like all that touching around and doing all this here. I mean, don't get me wrong, Samsung got the edge panels and all that stuff like that, but at the end of the day, man, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, I think the Palm, was it the Palm Pre? I think that's a perfect example of something that the software was done really well. So like if you ever used one, the gesture based on it was phenomenal, I'd even say, but it just never took off because again, it was a learning curve that people didn't, at that time, they didn't want to get into that learning curve. They didn't want to learn it. They just thought, oh, I don't like this. And they kind of went back to their previous device. But it was, in terms of execution, it's flawless.
I mean, you think about it like this, right? I mean, but you know what? Apple might be just doing this because everybody been complaining about iOS. You got a grid of icons. I can't even see. Look, I got my iPhone. I can't even see my damn. Oh, shucks. Let me get into it. I can't even see my home screen. See, I don't like that. I don't like that. I mean, look, that's my iPhone, and this is my Galaxy. Look at that. I'm gonna show you. Turn this down a little bit, so because I got 1,200 nits on the Note 8, by the way. 1,200 nits. All right, so look how beautiful that screen is. Think about it. I have no apps up there at all. Besides, I got one little app. I just did a video of my Cricket. Take that. But this is my home screen for my Galaxy, and this is my iPhone. Look at that crap. I can't even see my home screen. Where my wallpaper at? Right? And this is the problem with me with iOS, right? I got all my apps. Everything that I use is down here at the bottom with my Galaxy phone. Everything I use on my device is right there. Everything. And I got my edge panel. That's it. iPhone. I got to have page after page after page after page. Give me a damn break, man. It is time to clean iOS, right?
Oh, yeah.
But I think if you go clean iOS, clean it that you can manipulate the home screen. And a lot of people say, why don't you just jailbreak it? Man, I ain't jailbreaking my iPhone. That day is over with, right? So, but I think Apple, instead of doing a refresh of coming out with 2 different operating systems with all this gesture-based, give us a little control over the home screen. That's basically what we want. You know, I mean, people have widgets and all that stuff. Man, look, here's the thing. Just give us control of the home screen because you cannot personalize your iPhone. I could go to my daughter's iPhone and my wife's iPhone and my iPhone, and all our iPhones go look the same. A lot of people don't like that. A lot of people like to be personal. The only way you can be personal is getting a different type of case. I think that's what people was asking, begging for Apple to do something. And this is what they're giving us. They're giving us all gesture-based system. They're still going to have icons on the screen. I don't know. Somebody giving me a comment. They say, I bought my first pair of reading glasses today from Dollar General Easy. Yeah. Somebody said they got their first pair of reading glasses. JQ in the building said, throw those icons in the folder and stop being messy. I know, right? But I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know. Let's see. Elba said, don't feel bad. It happens to everybody. It does happen to everybody. Art Dog says, oh, my OnePlus 5 on sale everywhere online. So somebody said OnePlus 5 is on sale everywhere online. Not at OnePlus.net though. You could probably buy it off the black market, but you can't buy it off the original website. Let's see. Let me go back up here. Let me read some of these comments. Let's see. Michael say, I love BlackBerry, the passport. Oh, Lord, BlackBerry, the big old keys. I like that.
Does anyone own the Key 1?
No. And you know,
Move on.
No, sorry.
Was that the one that was the size of a netbook?
Yeah. The last one that came out.
Well, no, the last one. See, look, don't get me wrong. I did a video of the BlackBerry, what is that? Passport? No, the BlackBerry Priv, right? I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to go on record as saying that I like the concept of the BlackBerry Priv. Slide the keyboard down when you want it, slide it up when you don't want it. I love that concept. I think that was a BlackBerry concept. Obviously, they didn't. I guess I was the only one that liked it because they didn't come out with a BlackBerry Priv 2. But I look at the Key 1, and I'm thinking to myself, man, why we didn't come out with a BlackBerry Priv 2? And I say this in my video: slide the keyboard out when you want it, slide it out, slide it back up when you don't want it. I like that concept. It was unique. It was BlackBerry-ish. The keyboard was perfect. It ran into a lot of issues because it had the 808 processor. Y'all already know the Snapdragon processor was terrible back then in 2015 with the 810 and the 808. But man, it was a perfect. It was overall a good device. What y'all think about that?
Oh, I can't.
No
really say
BlackBerry
about
fans. No BlackBerry fans.
They had their day.
It did. Yeah, it was a good concept. I mean, I still, somewhere deep down, I still have a bit of love for BlackBerry because when I had my BlackBerry Bold back in the day, that was a brilliant phone. So
The BBM.
Yeah, BBM Messenger was king. You know, there was no iMessage, there was no WhatsApp, there was no Facebook Messenger. You know, it's yeah. I still got. I wish them all the best, but they're done now. They should just.
and it's time to move on. BlackBerry? What the hell are we talking? Look, Cafe say BlackBerry. The hell are we talking about BlackBerry in 2017? Now they did come out with a new phone. I mean, BlackBerry's in the news, right? They took the Key 1 since it ain't selling, and they come out with the same device, and they took the keyboard away. Same 625 processor. Same 3 gigs of RAM, same everything. All internals the same. They just took the keyboard away.
The reviews are big. I mean, people are talking it up, but I just can't force myself back there. And if I look at it from average Joe, just say you're average Joe and you've got an iPhone and it's time to upgrade. Do you push yourself back to get the BlackBerry, or do you know, you're looking at the S8s and the LG 30s and the OnePlus 5 or the BlackBerry? Sort of back here somewhere. I just can't do it.
If BlackBerry did something, man, that was the dumbest thing on the planet. They sat on their hands and they done nothing for 5 years, right? They just let Apple take over. Then Samsung took over, and they try to release a lot of devices with keyboards, and then Apple would making it seem like you don't need that anymore. And the virtual keyboards is great. And BlackBerry, you know, they come out with these. They came out with the Bold and all this, and the people like, man, come on, man. iPhone, even though it's iPhone 3 and iPhone 3G, those phones suck. But Apple came out with something that shook the market. I don't know. I don't know. But let's talk about this, right? In 2018, foldable displays. Y'all asked for it. It's coming. We already in the $1,000 price point phones, but now y'all want innovation. Now innovation coming out. We get foldable displays in 2019. We've hearing that the Galaxy Note 9. We also hearing all ZTE will probably be the first one to come out with a foldable display. What y'all think about this crap, man? I mean, foldable displays, man. Y'all ready for it? ZTE said we gonna come out with it first, and then Samsung gonna say we gonna come out with it better.
I'll need to see it to believe it. I don't know yet. I don't know. It's how it will work.
I can't think of any kind of practicality to that whatsoever. It's just
maybe my watch.
You got your phone, right? And you said, well, baby, I'm about to go jog. And you just put it on your wrist and your phone on your wrist, right? Oh, baby, you know, you at the job, right? And you know, you try to be the executive, man. You pull out your phone out your pocket, right? And then you unfold it, and you got a full-fledged 8-inch tablet sitting in your hand, right? And you know, Samsung go throw an S Pen in it. you know, and
Oh, yeah.
there it is, right? It's gonna be called the Fold S Pen, whatever, and gonna cost you $1,500. Yeah.
They're gonna call it the Slinky. I bet they've had this patented since the iPhone bend gate. Samsung patented this idea back then. I'm interested to see it. If it works, I'll be happy.
Well, I look at it like this: that if we're going to get foldable displays, which that's inevitable, right? I mean, it's going to happen. I mean, if ZTE come out with a foldable display, everybody go come out with a foldable display, right? It might take Apple to 2021 to come out with their foldable display, but everybody go come out with their foldable display. So we heard that ZTE go come out with that foldable display this year. So that's going to be pretty nice. We see renders of it. Now, some people is thinking it's going to be the Hero Echo or whatever that phone was. That was terrible with the, oh man, that was terrible. I remember having that phone. I had that phone maybe 20 minutes and put it back in the box and shipped it back. I don't know how when you unfold it, how it's going to work together. Because obviously with the ZTE phone has to split in the middle. That was the same problem you had with the Echo phone, right? I don't know. Let's see, displays, it's not foldable. It's two displays with one hinge, right? Yes, that's what I'm saying. So, I mean, but Samsung has done something. They've got a foldable display, right?
They displayed it at one of their events, didn't they? They did the actual bendable tech. It was just a screen in a kind of like holder, just to kind of showcase what they could do. But I don't know, we'll see.
Yeah, and you know, when we start to see the prices, I never thought I'd seen the day. It happened in 2016. What cell phone prices going to the point where you got to, sell a kidney and give half a body of blood just to get a phone. And I mean, you think about it. Well, I bought my very first car for like $600. You can't even buy an iPhone for $600. I mean, think about this. Most people mortgages is not $1,100, but that's how much you got to pay for an iPhone. And what's going on now, man? I mean, they talk about technology. Now they broke it down. They said the iPhone don't cost up about $200 to build. I mean, come on now. Let's be real about it. I mean, if it takes $200 to build, why are you selling it for $1,100? $999. I'm sorry, $999 plus tax. See, I say $1,100 because I got to pay taxes in Louisiana. All right, and my tax is 10%. So 10%, that means that's $1,100 in my book. I don't know about anybody else. I know in Toronto, their iPhone will cost them $1,500 in Toronto. So the iPhone will cost, an arm, leg. Think about this. Most people that can't afford this stuff, right? They say, baby, I ain't gonna pay the rent this month. Why? Because I need to buy an iPhone. I mean, come on now.
Honestly though, with carriers, at least here in the U.S., they're bringing in that whole installment thing. So I don't think it's going to be a huge problem for a lot of people, just because you can go to your carrier now, just pay taxes on the phone, and you walk out the door with a new phone, and then you're just paying, let's just say $40, $50 a month for the actual phone itself. If it was like before, where you actually had to do subsidized pricing and like pay $200, $300, $400 for the phone, maybe then it might be a problem. But I don't think it'll be a huge problem when it comes to actual price, at least with installments, how they work now.
But they tried that. Remember a couple of years ago in the U.S., they tried that you had to pay up front for it. I mean, oh man, they went back on their word real quick, right? They're like, all right, cool. You got to pay for the device and you just get your plan. Then all of a sudden they come out with device payment plans. They ain't never the contract. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
And in the U.S., as I've been doing these live streams, I've talked to a lot of people abroad in Canada and different places. And I do agree that us in the U.S. is spoiled. I mean, you could really walk in the store with $200 and get a new phone. I mean, you could walk in the store with no money and get a last year phone. I mean, then they got the buy one get one free phones, right? You get 2 flagships, and you come up with, and this is how so easy it is to get a phone, right? And you're right. Most people just go walk into a carrier with about $150 to $200 and get the phone on the device payment plan and walk out and you got a brand new iPhone. That's gonna happen this year. A lot of people, because us tech reviewers, we talk about we got to spend, upfront money, and people like in different countries. Most of you guys got to come up front with their money. I mean, y'all not like in the U.S. We can go there and just get 20 lines. I heard a tech reviewer had a lot of lines and get like 30 lines.
Yeah,
right.
Sorry. Here in Australia, you pay about $100 a month and you get your phone included in your plan, and that's how most people do it. They do that every 2 years. Yeah,
and so what I'm saying is, like, you look at the prices, and I don't know. I don't understand the Apple prices abroad. Apple iPhones isn't it cheaper in the U.S. versus anywhere else? And I'm complaining about $999 in the U.S. But everybody that I had on this show telling me that it's like $1,300-$1,400 to get an iPhone. That's the prices y'all got in Australia for an iPhone?
Yeah, iPhone and Note 8. So iPhone 256 gig is over $1,500. The Note 8 is $1,500. Yeah. The OnePlus 5 is $700 here. So
wow,
it's up there.
Wow.
Yeah,
it's pricey.
It's pretty expensive. I mean, y'all get price gouge in y'all areas, because I know some of y'all in the U.S., but not all of y'all in the U.S.
Yeah, UK. I've looked at some of the iPhone 10 prices, so it would be the equivalent of about 99. It's about £75 a month, so it'd be about $99 per month for the actual plan, and then you pay about the equivalent of about $150 up front to then get the handset. Okay,
so it's pretty. All in all, you come up with $150, $99 plan.
Yeah.
You pay maybe a few bucks a month for a device installment program, and you could get the iPhone 10.
Yeah. So there's multiple ways as well. So you can either, if you're getting it direct from Apple, obviously they have their own plan scheme, but also our carriers have, just for Apple and just for Samsung, they have specialist annual plans. So if you're taking out a flagship Samsung or an Apple device, you pay a little bit more, and then you bring the phone back in a year when the new one comes out, and they'll switch it over for you.
Yeah.
Right. So I get it that all y'all guys go review the iPhone 10. Right. I mean, so that's inevitable, right? I mean, for tech reviewers, a lot of people go. And what's so funny? Me, as a small tech reviewer, just like y'all guys, right? Probably Brad, he a king now. I mean, he gonna bypass me anyway. But me as a tech reviewer, by the time I get the iPhone 10, all the big boys will already have their reviews out for it, and all I'm gonna get is crumbs. Y'all get that kind? Look, you see people with 100, 200,000 views on it, and I jump off a jaw when I get 10,000 views. Yeah. Right? I'm like 10,000 views, thinking I'm looking at everybody else like 200, 300,000, a million views. I'm like, oh, I'm getting crumbs because we can't get them early. That's the disadvantage of a smaller YouTuber, that we just can't get the product. It's frustrating sometimes. Think about it. I mean, it's so frustrating that I wish that we was on a level playing field, but unfortunately we're not. Let me think about it. We're gonna have to pre-order the iPhone on the 27th, just like everybody else, and we got to pray that the device come in November. But by the time October 27th come out, you're gonna have, before even November, you already got iPhone 10 reviews already out, but you're gonna see YouTube go be flooded with iPhone videos that nobody gonna want to watch our videos. I have no idea. I dropped a video of an iPhone video the other day. I got 4,000 views on it, right? I dropped a video on the Note 8, the same video, the same concept. I mean, I did that on purpose. I made a video doing a t-shirt, all right? Doing the t-shirt, right? Here, shouts out to the new t-shirt on deck, right? Truth Justice. I made a video with the Note 8, right? Making a t-shirt, and I got almost 30,000 views on it. I made the same video, the same concept with an iPhone, and all I got is 4,000 views. It's crazy, man. It's like,
strange formula. Yeah.
It's hard work. And one thing that frustrates me is the reviews get released the same day the phone gets released. And I think, you can't review it in 12 hours and produce a video in good quality and it be an honest review. So it's a little bit frustrating at times.
My biggest thing personally is, so I've just seen it recently with I don't know if any of you guys touch on gaming as well, but obviously the new Xbox is coming out, and it was actually one of the big company, one of the big YouTubers actually did a review on this Xbox that's coming out, but they don't have it, and they didn't have it, and that thing really frustrates me. And they've still got loads of views, like hundreds of thousands of views on the review without having the product. It's crazy. Just a little personal bugbear of mine.
But the biggest problem is, hey, look, I don't knock no other YouTuber their style. I mean, everybody do their thing, right? And you're right. I mean, you can't come out with an unboxing and a review on the same video. And I don't know. I mean, it's frustrating for us as smaller YouTubers that let's say, for instance, if I want to get that device, if I really want to think about it, you could get the iPhone 10. If you want it badly, you can get it, but you got to pay so much money for it, right? I mean, you got to hit eBay, you got to try to, fly out to Cupertino somewhere, stand in front of the building, have a suitcase full of money. I mean, that's the only way you gonna get that device. Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's like crazy. I mean, you got to pay so much money under the table just to try to get the phone early. I mean, that is crazy. Listen, it's insane. I've done that before in the past to try to get a phone early. And I say to myself, I'll never do it again. But because I was like, I'm a new YouTuber, I need to get phones. Give it to me. How much? Oh my God, give it to me. And like, it was rotten. I mean, I didn't get nothing but 50 views for it, I mean, you spend
would you say that
$2,000 on the phone and you only get 50 views for it, right?
Yeah. Would you say though that your community, the people that are behind you, they trust your word more? They're probably going to watch these other videos, but they'll come back and watch yours as well and give you a thumbs up and a share and really get involved with you.
And that's the whole thing. You got, like with us, I mean, with me, I try to, build a community of people that watch the YouTube channel that love my style. Some people just don't love my style. They say, oh, easy, you're too real. I get called too real a lot, and that's a shame, but it's one of the things. You too real. Why don't you just give us the specs? All I want to know is the specs. I don't care about none of that other stuff. You sit up there talking about build quality. I just want to know the specs. You'd be like, man, you can always Google the specs.
Yeah.
But people complain so much on my channel about specs. Not only do I give the specs, but I show them on the annotations. I show the specs. It's crazy. Brad, I know you get that too.
Oh yeah. Well, the iPhone costs so much. It's like you get a better phone with the S8 for less. So just do more S8 videos.
That's the one.
That's the community. What you want your community, what they expect from you, I guess, is what you got to go for. So
it's funny. I'll tell you.
Great.
I was going to say, being kind of only starting this journey in the last kind of 5 months, it's quite funny when I read the comment, because I read every single comment, and it's quite funny the haters. They put some strange comments, like some that don't even make sense, kind of, which kind of just
I'm gonna
makes
tell
me
you
chuckle.
Something. Can I give y'all one advice? You haven't saw nothing yet. Oh my God.
It gets worse.
And I'm quite sure Brad get it, but I get it a lot. When you get hundreds of comments a day, and oh my God, see me as a black guy, I get the N-word called at me a lot. The monkey and the N-word and stuff. It's hilarious, but we call them Twitter fingers, right? And they just get on that. Yeah, stupid, yo. I got this phone. I'm getting 20 hours of on-screen time. I get that a lot, right? I get on there and say, I get 5.5 hours of screen on time. No, you're lying. You're lying. I get 10 hours of screen on time. You suck. You suck. You got a defect, and I get that a lot. I always get the defect. You got the defect. You ought to get your money back. You got a defect. You suck. And I'm like, okay, I got 97 phones sitting in front of me, right? And all these phones are defects.
I had a similar thing. So in one of my videos, I was talking about the Note 8, and I was saying that I effectively said it's my favorite phone. But I said the one thing is the software is not perfect, and I've experienced small stutters every now and again, not major, but they're there. And one guy said that I'm lying and that it's 100% perfect, it's 100% very smooth, and I was like, well, it's my opinion with my phone. It's just, yeah, it made me chuckle.
You know, at first when I started getting a lot of
comments,
hate comments, when I started getting a lot of hate comments, I thought it was children. But no, they're adults. We're not talking about no kids here. We talk about 30, 40, 50-year-old people. I mean, they get, you know what's the worst? My notification goes off every time. Y'all guys go know this. Every time you get a comment, your notification go off, right? What the first thing you do? You click on it, read it, you know? When you click on a comment and you got somebody that just put in 1,000 words in your text line, right? And I'm looking at this book, this story, and it's 1,000 words, and most of it is misspelled, run-on sentences and stuff like that, right? And you give them the benefit of the doubt. And you say, you know, one time, long time ago in the galaxy far, far away, you know, you see these comments. I was like, I never thought that the comment section was for books. I thought it maybe one-liners, hey, you know, good review, but I'm having this experience with my device. I understand that. I like constructive criticism, but when I get those, you suck and you never should be on YouTube, and I was like, wow, you gotta be kidding me. Yeah, it's crazy. But see, y'all haven't saw nothing yet, and I keep on referring back to tech over there because Brad knows. Because once you hit 10,000 subscribers, if something happens in YouTube, right? You get this algorithm change, right? You get this somehow, all of a sudden, everybody that give you thumbs up, and once you hit 10,000 subscribers, you see a lot of thumbs down all of a sudden. You get that, Brad?
Yeah, my thumbs downs increased, and then I get a lot of comments that I've never had, like, first comment, lol. And it's funny that these people are coming out of nowhere to comment, which I'm like, comment away, you know, I love it. So some new people joining the channel. Yeah, right now I got a battle, iPhone versus Samsung battle going on between a few commenters. So that's fun to see on there. But
yeah, and don't you hate that your notification just blow up all day and all night? They cursing each other out, and all you do bling 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 bling. I'm looking at it like, guys, it's just a phone. It's just a phone. Samsung sucks. iPhone sucks. Samsung sucks. iPhone. Can we agree that both platforms suck? I mean, can we disagree?
I'll need to grow.
BlackBerry.
It is.
Bring it back. Hey, I don't have these problems yet, guys. I got like one comment every 3 days. I'm like, I've got time for that. I'm good.
It's interesting. It's interesting.
You got to have thick skin. Let me warn you. Don't make it. If you make any type of look on my YouTube channel, I do funeral videos, right? Which I
heard of things.
Yeah, I do funeral videos on my YouTube channel, and since I became that controversial person, and people say you suck, because I do. Why would you do a funeral video for that phone? All right, the Sony XA Ultra 2015 phone. I did a funeral video for that. Yeah, when you're getting like an hour and a half of screen on time, because the phone is a 6-inch device. And it got a 2,700 milliamp battery on that thing. And they had a Snapdragon 810 processor in it. And that phone was terrible. Ooh, and I made that phone cost like $500, $600 too. And I made a funeral video. People say, you don't know what you're talking about. You got a defect. But I tell you, as y'all young YouTubers get to the mountaintop, I do wish the best for all y'all guys to get to the mountaintop. Brad and I, we see YouTube change. Every video I post get demonetized. I got to fight YouTube every day. I make phone videos and we get demonetized. You know, just like this live stream. As soon as this live stream get posted, to go get demonetized, and I got to go on and you know, fight YouTube from it. It's crazy, but that's where YouTube is. It's fun, man. I mean, it's a lot of fun. The only thing that I don't like with YouTube, when people tell you that you shouldn't make no money on YouTube, you go get a real job. Go get a real job. Okay, why you want money?
They've obviously never made a video. They've never edited a video. 2 a.m. coffee.
Yeah.
Have you all got that before?
Yeah. And you know you got to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning to go to work, and you're up at 2 making a video.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying that.
It's so funny that you know, I you know, it takes me, because I'm doing 4K recording, and I use different angles and all kinds of stuff, and it takes, you know, a long time to edit and stuff like that. And so when I put in, like, I made a video, and I made an evil twin video, right? Me talking to myself, split screen, right? It took me 4 days to make that video, right? It took me about 8 hours to shoot the video. It took me 3 days to freaking edit that video, right? When I put it up on YouTube, you know, I'm expecting the best out of it. But I say that to say that when you do that type of full-fledged work, and you put in 30, 35 hours of your personal time into a project, I think that people don't understand the work that goes behind the scenes. You know, just for me, I do 3 live streams a week. I'm on a 4th live stream because I'm on somebody else's live stream, and I post about 2 or 3 videos a week. And I got 3 YouTube channels. So it's very difficult for some of us. We work hard, you know. And when people say, "Oh, you go get a real job," and all that, I say, "Man, y'all don't get it." Let's see. Easy. Did you hear about the Razer phone? Yes, I heard about the Razer phone. Why is it coming out? I mean, what y'all think about the Razer phone, right? Y'all saw some reports about this Razer phone?
Yeah.
I've seen, but I don't know enough.
Yeah, heard rumors.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
It's never gonna bring back that great feeling of that original Razer. So I wouldn't mess with it personally.
Michael Wilson said, "Love the Chucky." Yeah, you know what? I tell you what. That's actually the second time the Evil Twin has been in the video. By the way, the first time I believe I did it with the Note 8. I did it with the Note 8 review. I had the Evil Twin, and so I had the Evil. Wait, yeah, the Note 8. And it was another video I did with the Evil Twin. And let me tell you something. It's side by side. Look, I went to school for. I graduated with college degrees in computer science, but not into you know, video editing and all that. I learned all that stuff on the fly, man. You know, using Adobe Premiere Pro, Final Cut Pro, and all that stuff, man. I found all that stuff on the fly. All right, so somebody say 5.7-inch, 16:9 QHD display, 835 processor, 8 gigs. Oh shit! Wait, hold on a second. That's the Razer phone.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, the Razer phone. All right, 5.7-inch, 16:9 aspect ratio, 835 processor, 8 gigs of RAM, 64 gigs of internal storage. 12. Listen, I don't know about this phone. I don't know about this phone.
Yeah, I saw it get mentioned that a couple days ago, but I mean, other than the 8 gigs RAM, I mean, it looked pretty 2017-ish.
Okay. So, I mean, are we at the point that we need 8 gigs of RAM? That was one of my questions, is because we starting to see OnePlus. We just go through all the specs and even with stock Android. It don't matter. We don't do it. 8 gigs of RAM. God damn, we don't care. 8 gigs of RAM. And then when you look at RAM usage, that I love to look. I always like to go in the code, right? Because, you know, OnePlus had that problem with the 6 gigs of RAM. It wasn't utilizing all 6 gigs of RAM, and they had like hacks that you could go in and change the, you know, the stuff so you can utilize 6 gigs of RAM, right? So now we are going into 8 gigabytes of RAM. But when you look at your RAM usage, You only see it like 4 gigs, 3 gigs. I'm like, what the hell going on? What the hell? We got 8 gigs of RAM and the devices only maxing out at about 3 or 4 gigs. So I don't know, man.
Yeah.
What? I laugh at this 8 gigs of RAM because isn't Android? Let's see, where we at? We in Nougat. Isn't Android Nougat is not coded to utilize over 6 gigs of RAM? Anybody can?
I've had something similar. I know I had the OnePlus for a bit, and I did a little bit of just digging around different apps, diagnostics, and stuff like that. And with the OnePlus, certainly, like the extra, at least kind of 2 gig of that RAM was for the actual battery management, the kind of optimizing of that, which is why it had such good battery life. And like you said, it wasn't utilizing the whole 8 gig. It was great, and the software was fine, but I think you would have had the same experience, software experience, had it had 4 gigs of RAM. Personally, that's my opinion.
All right, so Albert, obviously Albert, he loved to rebuttal because every time I say OnePlus, Albert goes, "This son of a bitch!" He cursed me out, and I'm quite sure Albert. And I like Albert, by the way. I know as soon as Albert see me say something about OnePlus, his antennas go up, and he's like, he's lying, he's lying. It is his fault come out, right? So Albert said, no one needs 4 gigs of RAM. 2 is good enough. Need to be optimized. We all should be using the Stylo 3, right? See what I'm talking about? Let me tell you something, Albert. I praise the OnePlus devices on this YouTube channel. Hey, look, I like to poke a little fun at OnePlus. And right now, OnePlus is fun because you can't buy a OnePlus. But I mean, at the end of the day, man, look, think about this. Is the OnePlus going to be a laughing stock if they come out with a phone at 18:9 aspect ratio, calling the OnePlus 5T or OnePlus 6 with 835 for 6 and 8 gigs of RAM, and it's the same price as the OnePlus 5. I mean, if I had a OnePlus 5, I would be pissed. I mean, just being honest.
Yep.
Yeah, I think if you go back last year, certainly the OnePlus 3 users were pissed when the T came out. It was a kick. It was a kick. It was a kick in the face. It really was, you know, and it didn't need to be. I think when the T came out, the one thing I really hoped was, because I had a OnePlus at the time, OnePlus 3 at the time, and I just hoped that the camera would be better, and it was exactly the same. I was kind of like, what is this? You know, that was a frustrating thing for me more than anything, because I value camera a lot on any smartphone I'm using. So
they gave you new colors though.
Yeah. Very true.
I thought it was maybe a marketing hiccup for a new company, and I thought they wouldn't do it again, but they've done it again. So it's got that new device. It's not new anymore. You can't even buy it online.
As long as I keep the headphone jack, I'm all right. So,
you know what? My goodness, I was thinking about that. If OnePlus come out with a phone and they take away the headphone jack, Albert go be with pitchforks going to call pay and say, "Hey man, what's the problem, man? Yeah, we had enough of coming out with 2 phones in a year, but you gonna take away a headphone jack?" Now it's not rumored. We just having fun. We just picking with OnePlus. But what I'm saying is, Albert said, "I'm rejoicing with the OnePlus 3 came out with 128 gigs of storage with the A21 processor. It was great." And look, I would agree with you, but that should have been the OnePlus 3T. All the way until, I don't know, until the OnePlus 5 with the 835 and maybe at 2018. But I do understand the dilemma of OnePlus, right? They're trying to keep up with the Joneses, throwing specs, because they're all about specs, right? And so since the OnePlus is trying to kill everybody with specs with 8 and 20 gigs of RAM, right? OnePlus go run into a problem. Once you get into 2018, what you gonna do? I mean, what you gonna do? You gonna put, 845 processor with 10 gigs of RAM? I mean, are we gonna get to? I mean, it look like that's the route OnePlus going into. They will put 10 gigs of RAM in the phone. When we get to that point where OnePlus go put 10 gigs, and at that point, then you get to this, you go scratch your head and say, "Come on, OnePlus, come on."
That's overkill.
Yeah, come on.
Big time.
They're going to have to focus on like the camera app and improving certain aspects of the phone now. I think they're going to win the specs race. They've already done it with the 8 gigs of RAM. It's ridiculous. So yeah, better camera.
Definitely.
I mean, think about this. I mean, OnePlus with all the power that they got underneath the hood, they can start adding some features to that thing, huh? I mean, it adds some features to it. I mean, it's stock Android. You open it up in stock Android. Oh, you know, hey, put some features in there. Maybe give us a squeeze or something, you know. Give us a little something, you know. Maybe instead of squeezing it on the side, you can squeeze it at the top. You know, I don't know, man. Maybe you could tap it a little bit and say, "Hi, you got mail." I don't know. I mean, give us a little something. Give us a little something. I mean, make it, you know, let the phone, when you put it on the desk, let it fly or something, you know.
Well, just a bit of waterproof, just a little bit of waterproofing. I'll be happy.
Waterproofing, wireless charging, and little, you know, I mean, IP68 certification. I mean, hey, you know,
I don't know. They nailed that dash charging though. That's phenomenal.
Yeah, dash charging is the truth.
Yeah, they nailed that. Yeah.
But it's proprietary.
Yeah.
It's proprietary. I mean, it's dog meat. I mean, I could take my Samsung Galaxy phone and I could put any USB Type-C with a fast wireless charger and I could get fast wireless charging, right? But I can't do that with the OnePlus 3 or OnePlus 3T or the OnePlus 5. I got to have that it's a pretty cable with that white dash charger. It's pretty. But I got to carry that thing around, you know.
I charged my OnePlus 5 with my S8 Plus charger. And it was pretty quick. I mean, I wasn't sitting there going, "Wow, it should be 3% higher by now." Like, I was pretty happy, and I think that's a lot for the phone in general. Like with the RAM, with the same specs, the phone traveled just as fast as the 3 or the 3T. Like in real world usage, take out the benchmarks and all that. These phones are getting to a point where you get a pretty good result with 4 gigs of RAM and an 835 or an 821. If you look at the old Pixel phone.
Yeah. I mean, you think about this, somebody else here, micro SD card and stereo speakers. Hey, listen, if OnePlus would come out with a perfect device, right? Think about this. OnePlus 5T, you got the quad HD display. Obviously, you're not gonna get that. Front-facing speakers, wireless charger, IP68 certification, 18x9 extractation, edge-to-edge. I don't know what they're gonna do with the fingerprint scan. Maybe they put it around the back. Take care of the cameras a little bit. Wow. Now that'd be a good phone. Obviously, it's not going to be that way. I don't know. I don't.
It would have a nice price as well.
Yeah, I was about to say it's going to cost a lot of money.
Well, think about this. 845 processor. Nobody can touch it but Samsung. So everybody else going to be dog meat until Samsung come out with the Galaxy S9.
Yeah.
Samsung then gobbled it up again. Say, guess what? LG G7, you got to use the 8. It's Qualcomm will come out with the 836. You go use the 836. Can't touch this 845. Go on. Samsung go gobble it up.
Well, they're going to need it to run TouchWiz.
Well, the Galaxy Note 8 is running Experience UI 8.5. And the Galaxy S8 is using Experience UI 8.0. 7.0, right? 7.0, 8.0, I don't know. But it's one up step high than the rest. I don't know. Let's see. Somebody said Arcos Diamond Omega bezel-less 18x9 screen, 835 processor, 8 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of storage, 1080p display, 23 megapixel rear, 12 megapixel dual camera setup, 12 megapixel is a 1.8 aperture, and the second one is a 2.0 aperture lens with 2 zoom. That sounds like a good phone, man. But you know what? I actually made a video about the Arcos, right? The Arcos tablet. I call that the worst tablet on the planet. I did a video about that tablet. Arcos have came a long way, but boy, I tell you what, they were dog meat back about 5 years ago. It was terrible.
And
how good the SD card if you got 128 gigs of storage on the phone. You know what, Albert? The thing about it is people like SD cards, and I do agree with you. 128 gigs is a lot of storage, but you know what? Why not give us an SD card? Be in the building, yes, gentlemen. Oh, I tell you what. Oh, I tell you, time flies, don't it? We're almost at the top of the hour.
Been a blast, man. so far.
Yeah. But I tell you what, look, a lot of people say, Easy, you just talk too much, man. I don't know.
What do people think about the whole headphone jack thing? Let's hear some thoughts on that. Like, for me, I need.
Right, so let's do a poll before we get out of here, right? We just do a poll. Headphone jacks for the win, headphone jacks for the loss, right? You'll say, all right, so we're going to do it like this. Headphone jacks a win, headphone jack dog meat. Put it in the comments down below, guys. We're going to have some fun with this. Let's see. Headphone jacks need to stay, period. Now, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about headphone jacks. I say this on my YouTube channel a lot, right? I say that the wave of the future is wireless. We got Bluetooth 5.0. And I use Bluetooth all the time. But since I got some of these people starting to send me headphones, right? Man, it sounds good with good Coleman headphones with the plug-in. You got to have a good DAC. That's the thing. Let's see. No headphone jack is Apple's being stubborn. They know they messed up. Let's see. Headphone jacks for the win. JQ say headphone jacks dog meat. Let's see. Ashmael say headphone jacks. You give a middle finger to headphone jacks. That means that's the way by L. Look like a middle finger. Let's see. Still won't touch the A11 processor, which is but you know what? Here's the thing. Apple put all that power on the iOS. iOS is iOS. I mean, that's the thing. Let's see. Alpha. Shouts out to Alpha in the building. He said headphone jack for the win. JQ said headphone jack dog meat. Jason said headphone jack for the win. Apple just removed the headphone jack to charge extra for adapters and new earbuds. I agree with you. Shouts out to John in the building. He said for the win.
I've got to say something. If I'm going to run or exercise or ride my bike or anything, I don't want wires. But when I'm sitting on my couch consuming media, I want the wire. I want it plugged in. And I think there's a little bit of there's room for both. Yeah, you need it, definitely. But you don't want it when you're running. You trip over it. You can skip with it.
Right. Time and the place in different scenarios. And my biggest frustration with it is the quality. Like, the quality is better with wired headphones. For me, that's the be all and end all of it. And until there is a solution that's at least equal to wired headphones or better, then why are phones totally removing it? I think the only kind of grey area was, did you guys ever use the HTC U11?
Oh, my goodness.
The sound quality on that was actually pretty impressive. Like,
best headphones
really good.
and the best dock.
Yeah,
HTC U11. You don't have to buy nothing. I say it on the YouTube channel that those headphones sound better than my Beats. Oh my God. You make me pull out my HTC U11. I got it in a box. I got two of them. I got the gold version that turn red and gold. Listen, I took it out the box. I'm using it strictly for collector's item. I never booted it up. And I got the other version, the blue one, the silver one, the silver one. And I love the HTC U11. It just, after I review a phone, I'm done with it. I got to move on to the next one. Because it's not going to be my daily driver. My only daily drivers, I use two daily drivers, which is the Galaxy S8, 8 Plus, and the Galaxy Note 8. That's my daily drivers. Everything else I review, but I still hold on to them because I got them all sitting right here. All these phones. I mean, this everywhere. There's phones everywhere. Everywhere you look at it, you got devices. I got phones sitting in front of me. I don't have enough hands to pick up everything. And then one thing about it is I like phones. I collect them. And I mean, I do a lot of good things to them. I mean, look at that. That's just beautiful. I mean, you got to have a Nexus, right? And one of the things that I like to do is I like to hold on to phones because I like to revisit them. But yeah, it's just one of those things. I don't know. Let's see. Bluetooth kills your battery. Headphones, jacks for life. Shouts out to Catwoman in the building. I see Catwoman in the building. Yes. Why not have both? You know what? I agree. Listen, before we get out of here, I want to get y'all guys' thoughts, right? Star Wars coming out, right? Oh my God! I mean, are you ready for Star Wars? This. I know we talk about tech, but Star Wars. All my Star Wars fans in the building. What y'all guys think about the Last Jedi? The Last Jedi.
Oh my God. Amazing.
That was a good trailer.
That last trailer just had me going. It was so good.
Yes. I think I'm gonna be hanging out. I think I'm gonna be hanging out for that one. I'm gonna do a live stream. I'm gonna be like sitting in my sink chair. I'm like, I can't. I'll be hanging out. I can't wait till that movie come out. What you think about it, Darren?
Yeah, I'm really psyched for it, because if you think back to when those kind of characters were first introduced, they were kind of newbies, and now they would have had a period of training. You know, there'll be skilled fighters, certainly kind of the main character. So yeah, I'm pumped for it. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think
and you get to see. How can I not be happy about seeing Luke Skywalker, right?
Oh my goodness! Did y'all see? Oh my God! When he turned around, oh my God! When he at the last movie, right? He turned around, and I was like, Luke is back! Yeah, they found him. I mean, wow, man! I'm gonna tell you something. I didn't like the reboot. I got my issues with some of the, the earlier, going back to the 1, 2, and 3 when they, Anakin Skywalker and stuff like that. I mean, I knew they had to do that, right? I kind of had problems with some of those movies, because I mean, when the New Hope came out, right? I mean, I literally watched that movie at least 1,000 times by now. I mean, how many times have you seen it? I mean, you'll be sitting there on the couch, and all of a sudden you go through your cable box and you see a New Hope come on, right? And you sit there like, damn, Star Wars, and like Return of the Jedi. I mean, Return of the Jedi to me, it's one of my favorites, right? Then, Empire Strikes Back. I don't know. Empire Strikes Back was probably one of my favorites, because we seen Luke transform, into the Jedi. And then when we saw, I mean, it's just one of those things that I am a Star Wars, Star Trek fan. Star Trek fan. I'm a techie. And it is one of those things that, oh my God, Star Wars gonna take over. And I love the way they're keeping it going. I love the way they're doing it. Yeah, Brad, what you think about Star Wars?
It's amazing. It's just back, the new tech. It's gonna be so good. The new trailer was very very powerful. There's gonna be something bad going down. That's all I know. So it's gonna be pretty awesome.
That's what it seems like, at least.
Yeah, I think with the trailer, you know what? A lot of people tell you don't believe these trailers, because they put all kinds of snippets in it and all that stuff like that. But man, and look, I've seen something happen. We got a new Star Trek movie, right? I mean, series. Then you got this Orville that comes out, right? I don't know if y'all guys watch this, the Discovery. Right, Star Trek Discovery. I've been watching that lately because, again, I'm a Star Trek fan. Then I started watching Orville. It's also more of a Star Trek type of, but comedy in it. But I am liking Discovery, Star Trek Discovery, that comes on every week. Have y'all watched Discovery or anything?
I haven't heard about it. I'll have to check it out.
It's on Netflix in the UK. I'm guessing it's on Netflix. You're in the States as well, I'm guessing. But yeah, big thumbs up from me. It's set. Was it 10 years before Kirk and Spock and stuff like that? But it's good. Some good casting in there.
Yeah, they got new cast in it, and Star Trek Discovery for the win. And what they did, I like the female cast. You know what? For a long time, and we had Voyager, right? Voyager had Captain Janeway, and I like to see the female cast, because females brings a different dynamic to instead of having the male testosterone. Females captains and stuff like that are bringing more dynamic, and I'm glad to see that Star Trek Discovery is bringing in a female cast, a female, doing a lot of things, and that's good. So that thumbs up to that. But yeah. All about tech here. No fluff, no passes. This is Eric from Easy Computer Solutions. So before we leave out here, we have these gentlemen talk about their YouTube channels once more. For everybody that didn't see it in the beginning, we can go back and we go talk about their YouTube channel before we get on out of here. Brad, it's all on you, sir.
Thanks so much, Eric. So glad to be here. I am Brett Bristow from Tech with Brett. I'm all about finding tech solutions for you, you know, helping you find all kinds of things that are going to work for your phone, how to use new smart homes stuff. I'm going to do all kinds of reviews this holiday season about lots of fun stuff. So that's what I'm here for, to help tech work for you. Thanks, Eric.
Oh man, let me tell you something. One of the things, I am a huge fan of Brett, by the way. And he got the YouTube channel, Tech with Brett. Look, hey, subscriber base went up, man.
Thank you. It's the stream right here, so appreciate it.
That's it. So check him out on YouTube. He has a nice banner. He has a nice little content on there, and I actually like your style. Watch your YouTube channel a lot, and so keep up the good work. Let me get this out of here. Got the Bearded Gamer. I watch him too. You know what? I watched your video like 3 times about the S note. I actually did this. I did the same video, and I didn't know you did it until I watched yours. So I did the kind of same video you did, and I've been talking about the Note 8 S Pen. I've been making a few videos about decks. So me and you've been kind of making the same videos. But yeah, I watch your videos, and I'm like, yeah, man, your video looks so much better than mine. So
take too much time to make these videos, that's for sure.
All right, Darren, let everybody know how they can find you on YouTube.
Awesome, yeah. So Darren Gloucester, aka Gadget Devo. I do videos on reviews, comparisons, impressions, anything that kind of springs to mind, really. I've got a few things in the pipeline. I've got a little Google Home Mini that I've actually in my possession, so I'm going to do a review on that very, very soon. And yeah, basically just come see what I'm doing. If you ever want to chat to me, I'm on Twitter every day as well, so at Gadget Devo.
That's right, and go check them out, and go look at that Google Pixel 2 impression video, which that's gonna probably be my first video I'm gonna go check out as soon as we get off this live stream, so I can check it out, see what you're talking about this Google Pixel, because I wasn't impressed, but I see you got a full-fledged video about it. I'd like to see it, so check them out, guys, on YouTube, and go to get that subscriber base build up for him so he can get on up there, and go from there. All right, who else we got up next? Right here, the Max Tech. I like that name, man. You know what? That's a pretty good name, man. I don't know how you got your banner like that. I've been trying to get that banner like that for a while, and I've kind of screwed with the Easy Computer Solutions setting up there. So I got to get with you so you can show me how to do that.
Yeah, man. Anytime.
So go to let everybody know about your YouTube channel and everything.
All right, guys. Well, Eric, first, thanks, for having me here. But my name's Octavio, also known as Mex Tech Guy. And really my channel is just based on honest reviews. I try to get my hand on just tech, whether it's a phone, whether it's, home solution, whether it's, whatever. I just did a video on the SNES, the unboxing and my first impressions. And, you guys should go check it out. But yeah, anything really tech related. I'm hoping to pump out a lot of videos this holiday season. With a lot of tech coming out, like the Google Home Mini and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely check me out and, try to support, and, I'll try to pump out as much as I can.
That's what I'm talking about. Honest reviews. That's the key right there. That to me is like a catchphrase, honest reviews. And shouts out to you, got your family involved in there. That's one thing about it. Got to get the Oracle involved. Got to get the Oracle involved. That's one thing about it. Last but not least, my man in the building. Man, I know you're tired. Go ahead on and let everybody know about your YouTube channel.
Yeah, thanks, Easy. So I'm Connor from CW's Tech Reviews. Do reviews and how-tos. Some stuff in there about custom ROMs as well. So jump in, have a look around, subscribe if you want. Easy, you can see there. Do me a favor, Easy. Show all the people that are watching how to subscribe, mate. Click that subscribe button.
Yeah,
right there.
Right here, he only got 252 subscribers, y'all. Go ahead on and
click it,
him
brother.
out.
Click it. Click it.
Click that
Go on.
button. And you know what? Your thumbnails look just like mine. I know I was talking about that earlier. I'll tell you what, your thumbnails is consistent. That is nice. I like that. He got a lot of videos up here, guys. He just got a video, the Gear Fit 2. Should you upgrade? which is nice. All right, OnePlus 5 full review. Albert, where you at, Albert? You better go check that out. Better post that on Twitter and all social media. Oh, well, look at this, Albert. Look at this, Albert. OnePlus 5 versus the Galaxy S8 benchmark test. Also, OnePlus. See, if Albert knew that you had all these OnePlus 5 videos, you would already been at 10,000 subscribers by now. See, because Albert loved this stuff. So look at that. But yeah, guys, check them out. Reviews and how-tos. All right, chill. And I'm gonna leave all the links down in the description after we get off this chit chat here. But yeah, check them out, man. That's what I'm talking about. That's awesome. It's awesome. But this is why I like doing this stuff, so I can bring new talent on here and let y'all guys shine. And y'all guys did such a good job today, and going from there. All right. Let's see. If somebody put a comment, Z2 Play or Z2? Z Play 2 or Z Play? I would go with the Z2 Play. The reason why is because it's an updated. I think the Z Play is better than the Z. I would buy the Z. I'm disappointed at the Z. If you go get the Z Fold from 2016. If you get it at a good price, right? I mean, if you could get it at, you know, maybe about $300, I would get to that. You know, go from there. Let's see. Click it easy. Click what? I don't know. I heard Discovery was whack.
He's telling you to click my subscribe button, Easy. You didn't do it. Hey, look. Hey, look, yeah.
Called him out.
Ain't that something? Shame on
you know what? Darren did. Darren did it.
I did. That's just
man. I'll be following you.
I did it too.
There it is. Yeah. There it is. I subscribe. I want y'all got to see this. That I'm going to be a witness. I want y'all to be a witness that I am subscribing to all these guys' channel. There it is. Boom.
See, that's the key, isn't it? You got to ask. You got to ask at the start of the video.
There it is. Boom. All right. So I subscribe to everybody. Look, hey, thank y'all for keeping me in check. Thank y'all for keeping me in check. That's what I'm talking about. We got people leaving comments. It's all good. It's all good. That's what I'm talking about. So yes, Michael said thanks. John, I got you. I did it for it. No, Catwoman, you got to go see Discovery. Go to ABC, get the app, and go watch all the episodes. Would there be more music in the videos? Yeah, you know what? Will be more music videos. Keith, I actually, yes, I do have hopefully another music video coming. This was my very first video, music video, and for all y'all that didn't know, and before we leave out of here, I want y'all guys to hear my first video, the song that was made just for Easy, just for me, guys. I want y'all guys to hear this. If you didn't hear, please go on and watch that video. But I'm gonna give you a little sample of that because I want to dance before we get out of here, right? So this is it. This is it for y'all that didn't know. To let y'all listen to that.
This is for Eric, Kevin, and the whole Easy Computer Solutions
That's
family.
it. No, it was fire. That's right. Come on, get up and dance.
My own business and sell merchandise. 3 YouTube
That's it.
channels.
Truth and justice.
I do live stream Monday,
That's
Wednesday.
it.
I do it now.
I got these shirts available, by the way. These are my new shirts. I already got Truth and Justice shirts, but these are my new ones right here.
Catch me every Tuesday in the taxi, changing everything.
Right here.
You don't know technology.
That's it. The tech preacher in the building. That's it. Get your popcorn ready. There it is. These shirts are available. There it is. Truth, justice.
You don't know until you talk to Easy Computer Solutions.
There it is.
You don't know technology. You don't know until you talk to Easy.
Yeah.
Solutions. You don't know technology.
That's right. So that song was made, and I like that song. Y'all guys want to bump that? I got some shirts here on my apparel store. Check me out on www.easycomputersolutions.com. Also hit me up in the DM. The new shirts are not on the website. I do have a full apparel store, but the new apparel that I have that I showed you guys is not there. It will be available on the website hopefully soon. I'm stuck. Okay. YouTube shut me down that quick. But this is authentic. I own this song, so. But yeah, see, I need that. Oh, Tech Brett, you say you need that YouTube shirt. Yeah. So I got all this apparel and all that stuff ready, and for y'all, man. First of all, I want to say thank y'all very much for coming out. I really do appreciate these panels. I like to have fun, and as long as I've been doing this for a long time, being on YouTube a long time and doing these live streams, it's all good to have all y'all guys come through. We get on out here, guys. We're right at the top of the hour. Check out my videos. My voice, I haven't shot a video. I'm supposed to be shooting a video tomorrow, guys. My voice, obviously my voice has been gone for the last 4 days, so I haven't shot a video yet. So I am going to film tomorrow on my next video. So I will probably have that video about Wednesday. It takes me a few days to do videos now, guys. It ain't like I could just film it, pop it out at one day. A lot of editing is involved now, a lot of different things and stuff. So it takes a little while to get a video done. So until next time, don't forget about Monday Morning Hangover. I'll be right here at Easy Computer Solutions Monday morning for y'all guys if y'all want to check me out for Monday Morning Hangover. This is Eric from Easy Computer Solutions. Thank y'all guys very much. I'll see y'all Monday. Peace.
Thank you, Eric.